How big was your company revenue wise and team wise when you decided to implement the profit share program? What did you learn from that? And then do you think, knowing what you know now, you'd get started earlier with a profit share in your company?
Yeah. So quick timeline on ConvertKit. I worked on it for 2 years. So at that point, we were 2,000 a month in revenue. The next year, we grew from 2,000 a month to 100,000 a month. And then the year after that was 100,000 to 500,000 a month. It was like flat and then like rocket ship can barely keep up type growth. We implemented it halfway through that 100,000 to 500,000 in monthly revenue. I think we're about 300,000 a month, somewhere in there. In that time, we had just had this big push because we were trying to decide, should we raise money? How do we keep up with the growth? It was just a time when the more money came in, like you're spending it just as fast. And so like the cash in the bank, even though it was growing, shrunk in relation to like days worth of expenses. When you get to the point where you're spending 150 grand a month to run the company and you have 40 grand in the bank, it's like kind of scary. Instead of raising money, we decided to use our fast growth to get profitable. We went from like 3% profit margins in February 2016 to 50% profit margins as we more than doubled the company by July of that year. And so it had been this huge thing, the whole company rallying together, working extra hard to get profitable, build up savings for the company. And so that's when we implemented profit sharing. And we paid out 100 grand split between 21 people. What would we be at? 3.5 million a year in revenue, or 3.5 million a year in run rate, which when you're growing 20% a month, that number changes constantly. I don't know that I have enough experience to say whether I would implement it sooner or later. That whole time was an absolute whirlwind. And so even some of those things weren't like super strategic. I mostly do it the same, but basically if you're going to make a full profit sharing program versus spot bonuses, I would do it at a time where the company is fairly predictable. You can do it in a transparent way and people can know what to expect. Whereas when you try to make this really predictable system at a time when the company growth and everything else is not predictable, then it might result in more questions and more of a distraction than it's actually worth.